Onto the story time couch.
Yes. Oh, we used to do a lot of story times in the car. Now this is like the car.
Yeah, it's just we're not going out very much because we're too scared to go outside.
Yeah.
Well, it could move if you wanted me to, but it would be really hard to be filming and like lifting this couch up and all that at the same time.
Or to like push me all the way to my parents' house on the couch.
I would probably install some wheels maybe on it first.
Yeah.
That would make it a little easier.
It would only take probably about 3 days.
No, I don't think so. Walking?
Push me on a couch to my parents' house.
Hey, there's a lot of hills. That would speed us up a little bit if there were wheels on it. If there weren't any wheels, there wouldn't be a couch by the time we got there.
So the next video, experiment. By the way, I have another pimple on my face. What should we name it this time?
Dean.
Dean? Isn't that my dad's middle name?
No, it's Lance.
Oh yeah, it's Lance. I don't know why I thought Dean.
I just thought Dean because of like Supernatural. I don't know. We should watch that show.
Because it's a supernatural pimple.
Maybe.
Anyway, so we're sitting on the storytime couch today because we have a story time. It actually happened just this morning, so we were not expecting to make this vlog. I feel like we don't expect to make any vlogs unless
they just kind of fall on our lap, it seems.
Yeah, and people do not believe that our lives are this crazy, but I'm telling you, every day there's a new obstacle. Like when you told me about what happened this morning, I was like, are you joking me? Anyway.
I think this is going to be tomorrow's obstacle, trying to figure out why Winnie's doing that weird lick. And of course she looks away from the camera when she's on camera.
She looks everything.
I know, but she sits there. Come on, show what she does.
What? I'm not gonna do that with my mouth.
She just sits there doing this.
Precisely.
Yes, she's showing me how it's done.
A lot of people, I actually took a video of that once and put it on Instagram, and people said that she does that because she's in pain. And I was like, I don't think she's in pain right now because
I think she just has something in her mouth, like a hair or something.
But everyone was like, no, she's in pain. That's a really bad sign. And I was like, but when Winnie's in pain, you know it. She likes to scream and throw a tantrum. She's very
a drama
vocal.
queen. Bulldogs are drama queen.
If she stubs her toe, she'll scream for 20 minutes. Like, she's very vocal when she's in pain, so I think she just has something in her mouth. But anyways, we always keep an eye on stuff like that. Story time, something creepy that happened to us. So Ty had to go out to the pharmacy to get my medication, and I was upstairs getting ready because we had Bible study. I was getting my makeup on and stuff. Anyway, so I was getting ready and Ty was out, and when he got back home, he called me on my phone, even though I knew he had just gotten home. So I'm like, why is he calling me on my cell phone? And he's like, okay, so why is there a package on our porch? And I was like, what do you mean? Like, first I thought it was like mail. And he was like, no, it's like a plastic bag with stuff in it on our porch. And then that's when I was like, okay, don't touch it, don't open it. That sounds really sketchy because there was no note with it. It was just a Dollarama bag, like wrapped up with stuff inside of it. We actually got pictures of it because we were kind of freaked out, so we'll insert those while we're talking. But it was very bizarre to see, and it was literally pressed against our door. Like, it was like someone was like, here, this is literally for you. So we got scared because you never know if those things are from someone who has ill intentions. We didn't know if it was maybe a subscriber who was hoping to like be in a story time and get that attention or whatever if they knew where we lived. We didn't know if it was someone who was maybe scouting our house to rob it, because some people, like, they'll put decoys, like they'll put something on your porch and see if you bring it in your house and what time you bring it in your house to know when you're home and when you're not home. Other times people put something like dangerous inside of it, whether that be poison or something
Needles.
sharp. It could be anything that's in it. So we were just afraid to touch it, especially just being in my position. I mean, maybe not everyone likes me, right? So it's kind of scary. So we decided to take a picture of it, and Ty like lifted it like this and put it in the garbage.
Well, there was a loop sticking out, so I like stuck my pinky in the loop and carried it to the garbage and put it in the garbage can, wrapped it all up. Because I was worried. It sucks that in this day and age you have to be so cautious of everything. I know. And I feel really bad when when we get weird things, is that you always have to think the worst. Because you honestly don't know. Like as Jesse said, there could have been sharp things. So what was in the bag was knitted toques, gloves, and stuff like made for kids, which is really weird.
Well, we didn't open it.
We didn't open it, but you could see through it.
You could probably even see in the pictures.
And I was getting really scared as I was carrying it to the garbage because the bag started undoing when I was kind of lifting it around.
Undoing? Okay.
And I was scared because, like, what if there was something like airborne in it?
Yeah.
Like, it's a soft package. If you grabbed it, if there was something sharp, it would go right through your hand. You had to be really, really careful.
It sounds like we're being dramatic, but there's so many things on the news that warn you about things being put on your porch, and it's a scary world out there. People are evil. And we actually weren't even going to tell you this story time at the time we found the bag because we didn't know why it was there, who put it there, and we don't want to post a story time about a creepy package that we're not sure of, just in case it was maybe a subscriber trying to get attention. We don't want to feed into that. Or just in case it was someone wanting to harm us, we don't want to broadcast that. So the only reason why we're telling you this is because we found the solution to the problem, and it wasn't something scary after all. Thank goodness.
Was something incredibly innocent, but we were calling people just asking if they knew what it was.
Yeah, I called my sister. I'm like, did you put a weird like Dollarama like package on our porch? And she's like, no. You called your brother.
Yeah, just in case like early in the morning he came and just left it there. But no.
I called my mom, like we called everybody, and they're like, no, we didn't put that there. But anyways, so about, I would say 4 hours later, we were in the middle of Bible study and the doorbell rings. And so we look at each other like, oh my gosh, what else is here? Like, we were kind of freaked out. And Ty goes to the door and it's like this nice lady, and she's like... This nice
lady just saying, hey, I live down the street.
Yeah.
I think one of my friends dropped off something for me, but mistook our house for hers.
Put it on our house by accident.
And it's like, I think I know what it is. And she's like, great, can you get it for me? It's like, I put it in the garbage.
That was so awkward. And like Mandy and I, because Mandy was at the Bible study too, she's like, why would he tell her that? Ty's so sweet and honest. I would have just said, hey, yeah, we just took it in the house, let me get it for you. And I wouldn't have told her I put it in the garbage.
Well, I don't want her to get it and think that her friend gave her something that smells like garbage.
But that's so embarrassing. We were like, we put it in the garbage. She's
not gonna be upset. I'm just honest. I said we got really scared. It's like we didn't know what the package was.
She did seem understanding. She was like, yeah, that probably was strange.
Yeah, I said it was really strange. I just said we put it in the garbage just to be safe. But I sat it on top of everything. Yeah. So I grabbed the bag, since knowing now that it was something very innocent.
Yeah.
I reached my hand and took all the stuff, put it in a new bag, and gave it to her. I said, just please wash it beforehand just to be safe and all that stuff. And she said, yeah, don't worry, I understand. But yeah, it was innocent intentions.
It was very innocent, but it looked like it could have been something that wasn't. So if you're watching this, if you ever see something on your porch that you don't recognize, like a box or like a bag, definitely don't just open it, because you never know what's in there.
Well, your mom was saying rubber gloves, face mask.
Yeah.
You always have to be careful.
Just be careful, and like obviously tell an adult if you're not one. You know what I mean? Let people know what's going on. But it's good that we found out it was something innocent. Obviously it was just someone bringing someone else's kids gloves and hats for them, right? And they chose the wrong house.
It looked like donations. The lady said the reason why there was a mix-up was because the friend that was dropping it off only had been to her house once.
So she was confused.
And our house and her house, because we live in a neighborhood.
Yeah.
Houses look similar.
Yeah.
Our porches
look similar.
She said look the exact same.
Okay. But yeah, in the end, everything was okay, which is why I'm telling you this story. If we still didn't know, we wouldn't have posted it.
No.
Just in case. We don't want to give someone attention.
Your mom was telling us don't post this stuff because we do like to talk about what goes on in our lives.
Yeah.
I'll turn this around so I'm not being in the back of the camera. We want to tell you guys stuff that happens. Weird stuff, good stuff, bad stuff. It's our life. But we have to be careful with certain things. Your mom was urging us, please do not talk about this. But since we do know the solution, it was very innocent. We just wanted to share it with you guys.
And we can also use it as a learning experience. If anyone ever has the same thing happen to them, it's not always, a good thing, right? It could be a bad thing.
Always be cautious.
Be cautious. The world is a scary place. But I'm glad it's all good. We figured it out. I don't have to worry about it anymore because I was kind of getting worried. But now it's all cool.
Because, usually in times like that, if it's a really suspicious package, guys, don't be afraid to report it. You don't call 911 an emergency. You can call your police department.
Local police station.
Local police station and just say, hey, there's something suspicious. Can you guys come in?
They're not going to be mad. I mean, that's what they're there for, right? That's their job, to make sure you're safe. Mm-hmm. So they're not going to be mad about it. They'd prefer you to say, hey, there's an unknown package than for you to get hurt, right?
Yeah.
They'd probably be happy actually to find out that it's not something harmful, right?
You're not wasting anybody's time with stuff like that.
Especially if you call into the station, they may just prioritize it, in their schedule.
Always be safe. It's just what we're going to say. If we have too many side tangents.
I know. Anyways, though, that's our story time. Before we get going, I do have a little update to tell you guys because we were talking about how I sent my DNA in for the second time to get my like health results and my ancestry results. So I got another email from them saying that the second time I sent in my DNA, it's still not adequate and I'm not allowed to send in my DNA anymore. So I cannot go with that website. It was 23andMe, by the way. Obviously, they're not sufficient. I just had to put it out there.
You just don't have DNA.
I don't know what it is, but they're like, we just can't find DNA in your sample. It's from my saliva. How is there not DNA? And guys, I had to fill up the tube like this much. You're telling me a whole
and it was
tube
like
of saliva,
this thick.
You cannot find any DNA. That's scary.
Someone's drinking.
I was joking at Ty. I'm like, that means I could like commit a crime and like no one could find who it was because I don't have DNA apparently, according to 23andMe.
Not sufficient enough. They just said it wasn't good enough.
Yeah.
There's DNA, it's just they don't like it.
I don't know. I just find that frustrating because like you pay a lot of money to do it and then you have to wait like 2 to 3 months and like this whole time you think you're getting it when you're not. So I don't know. I'm only saying the website's name because I deserve to say my experience. So you're totally allowed to do a review on it. And to me, like I was disappointed. And I was never sponsored by them. I just genuinely wanted to do it and show you guys my results. So it kind of sucks. And it's just really bizarre. 2 times sending and they're like, it never happens. This never happens. I'm always the rare case. I'm not like other girls.
There. My special little snowflake.
Yeah. Anyways, though, guys, thanks for hanging out at the Storytime couch, and we'll see you in our next vlog. Bye.
See you guys. I think Winnie's had too much of the Storytime couch.
Yeah, she's done.